To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. Okay, I'm back at the tiny house build today and I'm feeling a lot better than yesterday. I doubled up on some garlic, took my zinc, took a cranberry, and I'm feeling a lot better. So today I had to catch up on chores. I'm way behind on chores. And Carolyn was doing a big project, and I want you to stay till the end of this video because the project is absolutely amazing. But today I had to filter water. This is our Berkey. I am not a sponsor of the Berkey. I'm not trying to sell the Berkey. I just love the Berkey, and so I talk about it every now and then because a lot of people actually buy it based off my recommendations. I know several people. John, he bought one. He loves it. The Berkey is a water purification system, and all our drinking water goes through the Berkey. So how the Berkey works is it's a two-stage system, and it has two really good carbon filters. And I want you to Google it. If you're really interested in Berkey, you should Google it. It's like the top of the line, you know, one of the best. It was the first one that actually did this. So what you do is you fill up the top here, and then it just gravity feeds. And if the filters are fairly new and clean, it takes about 15 minutes to fill the bottom. So it just gravity feeds right into the bottom. It's a real simple device, not hard to use, easy to assemble. There's some maintenance things you got to do to it. Just read the instructions, or you can go on YouTube and learn how to clean the filters and flush the filters. So what I do though is I don't just fill the top and let it gravity feed. I fill tons of bottles. All of our empty bottles, I go ahead and fill. Now I know a lot of people say, oh, don't do that because the bottles are poisonous, but it is what it is. So I just fill all our bottles up. And so we got a box full. Then I have a blue Rubbermaid container, 3-gallon or 5-gallon Rubbermaid container that I fill up. And so about every 2 weeks, I have to fill the water. So what I do to preserve the filters, because the filters last 6 years, but I try to preserve them the best I can because we really are hard on our filters. When we were nomads, we were taking water right out of streams in South Dakota and Utah. Never got sick. Always a great device. But the way I preserve it is, as I'm filling up all my bottles, I never let this get below the filter level. It's hard to see to get a perspective, but from where my hand is to the top is where the top of the filter is. Well, if you think about it, it takes 15 minutes for the water to drain all the way down. So that means the bottom of the filter is filtering water for 15 minutes, but the top of the filter may only be filtering water for 5 minutes. So the top of the filter is going to be good for a long, long time, but the bottom is going to go bad real soon. And so you got to replace it when the bottom goes bad. So I keep it filled the entire time that I'm filtering. And so I fill my bottles and I'm filling my bottles. And then when I'm done filling all my bottles, I just take the top portion off here. I come over and I just dump it out. And then I put it away. And it's really easy to put away. And you just store it like that. Now, you can see mine's well used, lots of water stains. Anytime you see somebody working on a Berkey and it's shiny and new, you know that they have no experience with it. I think I've had the Berkey now, I'm going to say maybe 9 years now, 10 years. This is 2021. So yeah, 10 years. I think I got my first Berkey in 2011. I think 2011 or 2012. This is this third Berkey. My first one I lost in a divorce. My second Berkey I lost in a fire. So this is my third one. And I've replaced the filters quite frequently. But like I said, as nomads, we were just really hard on them. But since we got here, we're not having any problems filtering our well water. Now, Carolyn got a really cool item today. She got this device right here. Now, when Carolyn does laundry, she does it by hand. She comes in here, she fills this bucket up with water, and she puts the laundry in it, laundry soap, and then she just takes her laundry plunger. I know what it's really called, but we call it a laundry plunger so we don't get grossed out. And then she can plunge that out. I've tried to talk Carolyn into buying some sort of wash machine, a small one. There's all kinds of wash machines. You get RV ones and apartment-sized ones. We had an apartment-sized one before we became nomads, and she refuses. She absolutely wants to use the bucket method. So who am I to argue if that's what she wants to do? But one of the problems she had was wringing out the clothes. It was very frustrating to her, and it was the hardest part of the job, sitting there wringing them out. Well, she found this device, and It came in today. And immediately I got a hug. She hugged me for it. So what it is, it's just a spinner machine. You won't be able to see my face, and that's okay. But this is the machine she wanted. So what you do is you put your laundry inside this. And you can see it, it spins. And man, it's just so simple to use. You use this, just push the clothes down. And she says this holds the same amount of clothes that the bucket holds. So she fills the bucket about half full of clothes. And then she can put all her clothes into this. And then it's just so simple. It has these ropes on each side. See? Got one on each side. And they move independently. Of course, you're supposed to step on it. And the water, this thing spins monstrously fast. It's incredible how fast this spins. And it spins out, and then it goes into this hose right here, into the shower, and spins it out. She pulled those clothes out, and they were dang near dry. It was incredible how much water that got out. So she's very excited. And I tried to tell her I have to make a video like 3 times. Carolyn, I got to make a video. Carolyn, I have to make a video. And she wouldn't listen. She just kept trying to play with this thing. Now, one of the things I took the worst criticism on when I was putting the finishing touches on the house was putting the shower next to the door. I mean, there were a lot of people that thought that was just really bad idea. I got criticized that if somebody comes to the door, they're going to see you take a shower. And that was in the comment section. And I replied back, if anybody's coming to the door, they need to really kind of look at this sign before they make their way over to the door. Because here in Missouri, that sign has a lot of weight. You're not supposed to be on somebody else's property, especially if they have that sign. And I think a lot of Missourians understand, no, you don't go on a property that has that sign. So I don't feel the need to worry about somebody coming and staring at me while I'm taking a shower. That being said, of course, there's always the shower curtain. So I'm not really sure how they're going to see me with the shower curtain. And I have very carefully measured everything out so the door will open, even though that the shower extends out past the door a little bit. But when it opens up, you can see that it spins around and opens up just fine. Of course, the spinner thing's in the way, but it will open all the way up. And then that gave us plenty of room for a little closet right here, where we could put all our utilities and coats and brooms and battery for the water pump and hoses and everything we need. That gave us more than a foot of space over there, which is valuable space when we're talking about a little tiny house. And I've taken several showers in this, and I feel very comfortable in it. One person said, why don't you turn the shower to face the bed, which is behind you here? That way, nobody can see at the door. One person said, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, which amazes me. They must have a very sheltered life, because I've seen a lot dumber things. If you think that's dumb, I can understand your perspective. That may not be a great idea, but there are a lot more dumb things out there than that. I've seen people cut trees in videos. Just watch some of those. Those are some dumb things. This is not a dumb thing. The whole idea was to minimize the amount of space. If we have 2 entryways, one to the shower and one to the door, then we have a 36-inch door and a 32-foot shower footprint now that we have to leave open. We cannot put anything in front of it. We can't do anything. So there's 68 inches of floor space, basically from the bed to the door, that we can't use. There's just nothing we could do with it. By doing it this way, though, we only have 36 inches of floor space that we have to keep open. So we increased our space by 32 inches. And what does Carolyn do? She utilizes those 32 inches with this. She built this today all by herself. I did go out and help her. Her little handsaw battery died, and she wanted to finish it up, so I went out with the generator and the electric circular saw, and I helped her cut some of these boards. But she built this. This is a 2 2x6s right here. So we had some shipping crates left over that we were supposed to return to Menards, but we decided to keep them. And then she used the pallet wood. So our walls, we've told you this story before, is made out of pallet wood. And so she has done inside walls, except for where we have to have some sort of heat protection for our wood stove. And there were a lot of people who were upset about that we went so high up. But we have to go high up because we also have to protect the chimney. A lot of people were upset that I covered up Carolyn's pallet wood, but we were going to have to cover it no matter what, because you got to protect the wall from the chimney and the stove. So I only went as high as the chimney goes. When I got to the attic box, I stopped. So I saved as much of it as I could. We have a lot of that left. She outlined the entire back of the shelf here with pallet wood, completely hiding the shower. So now, had we put the door here, the dumbest thing I've ever seen, if we'd have put the door here, then we wouldn't have had this shelf. So I hope I can inspire you, or maybe Carolyn, to find your imagination so you can live your dream. Thanks for watching.